This conference will now be recorded.
Hello everyone. Hi guys. Good morning and good evening.
Hi.
I hope everyone doing great. Yeah. So I see still folks are joining in. No issues. So guys, before start our session, so I just wanted to confirm two things. So is everyone able to see my screen and is my voice clear? Can
Yep,
someone
it's
please
clear.
confirm? Is my voice clear?
Yeah, it's
Yes,
what
yes, Ajay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, and one humble request, guys. So please mute yourself. And during the session, I mean, it's almost like 40 to 50 minute session today. So whenever you have any questions, either you can post on chat box or else I will be leaving 5 to 10 minutes at the end of the session so that everyone can unmute yourself and then ask the questions. Okay. During the session, if you have any questions, please just post your questions in chat box so that I will be taking up those at the end of the session. So it's not like the main aim is like, so let's not disturb others also, like whoever listening. Right? If you have any question, please just post in chat box. Okay, that's a request. And let me see. Yeah, I think it's good to start. Yeah. Okay then. Yeah. First of all, thank you guys. Thanks for joining the session. So today's session is about just kind of a demo, uh, going to provide on Selenium test automation, and then we'll see the details about what is Selenium and all. So I will start from the scratch, actually, like from the root level, and then we'll go step by step. Okay. So let's start it. Just a moment. So just some brief details about myself, guys. So this is Ajay Karthik. So I'm having total 12 plus years of software industry experience, which is mainly into software testing industry. And currently I'm working as a test specialist, like technical test specialist for one of the top MNCs. And then from almost 10 to 10 and a half years of experience, past 10 to 10 and a half years of experience, I was purely into automation, guys. I was purely into automation. That too, the main stream or tool I have been using is Selenium. Selenium is one of the software testing tools available in the market. Okay. And I have also hands-on experience on other tools like HPUFT, Eggplant, which is something like it's like an image-based automation tool from TestPlant, and Auto IT and some other third-party integrations. Okay, so and I have been training the folks from almost like 3 to 4 years, and then I have been dealt with already 20 plus batches, and it's kind of even I was into training mode from almost like 2 to 3 years. Okay, so this is all about myself, and then let's get started. Okay, let's go into the details of our session. So see guys, if you see automation, the word, you have been, I mean, everyone has been hearing about automation, right? So everywhere, even everywhere in software industry, so most of the companies or the stakeholders have been talking about automation. That's where the automation word itself has become like a buzzword. Like, so most of the companies are ready to and even have been implementing automation and then adapting automation, everything, everyone, and talking about this automation more, right? So let's try to understand what is an automation first. Okay, so what is an automation? So automation is a simple, in a simple words, let me put it in very simple words. It's a technique, guys. So it's a technique which we are going to develop, okay, which will make a mission or a process or a functionality of an application to work automatically with with a little human intervention, with a very little human intervention. Okay, so this is what an automation. It's a technique which we are going to build or which we are going to develop the technique. Okay, so that technique, what it will do, it will make a mission or a process or a functionality of an application to work on its own. Okay, to work on its own or automatically with a very little manual intervention. Why I'm mentioning very little manual intervention is like, so here where we are going to develop that particular technique or develop that particular script, and we are going to trigger it. So that's where while triggering or while developing, we have some little intervention. Once everything is ready, once you start automation run, right, what will happen? So it will work on its own. It will suppose in case of functionality, we are going to automate some functionality of an application. Okay, suppose functionality is nothing but, let's take one e-commerce website, that is nothing but online shopping website. Okay, so we are going to validate or we are going to automate one placing order flow. Okay, I am going to check out an order or place an order. That flow I am going to automate. So as per a manual user, what he will do, first he will launch the application. He will go to home page or search bar, and then he search for a particular item, where the search results will come. He will go to particular product details page, and then he will add item to the cart, shopping cart, and he will provide address details, payment details, and finally he will check out the order, place an order, and he will get the order confirmation page with order number, right? So this is one functional flow. So for to automate this functional flow, we are going to develop one script or a technique which will make this flow to work on its own. So next time whenever we run, it will run its own and then it will place an order. That's an automation actually. Okay, it's a technique, simply in simple words. Then let's see what are all different types of automations we have in the market. Okay, so there are broadly two types of automations we have. One is a traditional or functional automation. Other one is a process automation. Okay, let's discuss about traditional or functional automation. Okay, so this is where actually under traditional functional automation, what we do, right, we automate the functional flow of a software application. Basically, functional flow in the sense, I just explained one flow, right, placing an order flow. So we are going to automate this functional flow, and also we are going to, during this automation, during this run, we are going to validate the business functionality of an application. Business functionality is nothing but whether whenever I add an item to the shopping cart, whether it is really adding to the shopping cart or not. When I click on checkout button or place an order button, whether really order number is getting generated or not. These validations we will be incorporating while automating that particular functional flow of that particular application. So that's what a traditional automation or a simply functional automation. So to do this, there are multiple tools available in the market, like one of the tools like Selenium. Selenium itself is a functional automation tool, and HP UFT, RFT, Rational Functional Tester, Test Complete, Test Plant, and Jasmine Protector. All these, there are a lot of n number of Cypress, okay, and there are a lot n number of tools available in the market for functional test automation. So this is one kind of automations available in the market. Other one is process automation. So moreover, under process automation, we just automate the business process of particular application. So if you see the difference between traditional automation, functional automation, sorry, process automation, under process automation, there might be more systems or applications will be involved. So we are going to automate one business process. Like suppose, let's take one simple example. So generally there is one process where uh, one test executive or one engineer is going to perform daily. So that is something daily. Overnight, generally there are some batch jobs, there are some scheduled jobs will run and run on the applications, and it will generate some report. Okay, so once the report generation is done, so every day morning the person will come to the office and he will go to that particular mission. He will check whether the job has been executed or not, and he will take the reports from one particular folder and he will move to the other folder, and then he will attach those reports to the email and he will send it across to the business users or business stakeholders. Okay, so that is the job he has to do daily. Okay, because that job, bad job or scheduled job will run overnight daily. Okay, so in this case, so this here if you see, there are multiple applications or multiple systems involved, so in this entire process. So to automate this process, actually we will go for process automation. So that's where there are RPA tools available, robotic process automation tools available in the market, which are kind of a commercial tools. Okay, these are like license based tools where we need to purchase a license to automate business process or something like that. Okay, the same process we can automate by using RPA tools like Automation Anywhere, Blue Prism or UiPath and Worksoft, something. There are multiple tools available for robotic process automation also. So here where we are going to automate that flow. In this flow, there are multiple systems are involving. Like first thing, he is going to open that folder that is like a Windows based application. Okay, and he is going to move files from one system, one place to other place. That also has to be automated. Then he has to attach those files to the email. Then we have to automate email thing, and he has to send across. So like this is a simple example. Like this, there will be some complex process also will be there. So to automate this, he has to involve multiple missions or multiple systems. That's where this process automation will work there. But in case of functional or traditional automation, we are moreover focusing on one or more applications. That's it. Moreover, okay. And we are majorly going to automate the functional flow of automation, and we are going to validate the functionality of application under traditional or functional automation. But in case of process automation, validations will be very less. We are going to more depend on automating the process of that particular flow. Okay, so these are the two different automations available in the market. So our Selenium test automation comes under functional test automation or traditional test automation. Okay, so this till now I discussed on globally, guys, like it's not related to software testing. Now I am going to discuss about what is an test automation. Okay, so till now what we discussed is like just automation. What is an automation? What are different types of automation? When it comes to software testing sector or software testing industry, what is our test automation? Okay, so and why we need test automation though we have manual testing in place? Okay, let's discuss one by one. So what is a test automation basically? Okay, so let me again put it in a very simple words. Test automation, here we are going to use a particular automation tool which is available in the market. By using that, we are going to automate the test cases and we are going to execute them, and finally we are going to compare the results. There are two results will be there. One is expected results, other one is actual results. Okay, expected results are results which we already set. This is what expected. Actual result is a result which we get while executing the test case. Okay, so test automation is nothing but how a manual testing person do the testing. Like he will write a test cases and he will execute the test cases manually. He will compare the results against expected results. Okay, similar way, these all the things we are going to do by using a simple automation tool. That is nothing but test automation, guys. By using an automation tool to automate the test cases and execute them and finally compare the results. This is what we do under test automation. Okay, then let's see, why do we need automation testing? So there is a manual testing in place and manual team is there. They are testing the application, they are validating it, they are finding the issues and then reporting it. Still, why we need automation testing? So there are multiple factors which made automation testing is a mandatory in software testing industry, and also which made very popular for automation testing, guys. Okay, let's see what are all those factors. First thing is, it saves a lot of time and cost. Okay, suppose you have automation testing in place for your application. So your application is a very huge or big application. It has total 700 to 800 test cases. Okay. So every time for as part of your regression testing, suppose every time you are going to execute all 700 or 800 test cases without any automation, it is going to take 3 to 4 days, guys. Okay, for for kind of 3 to 4 resources, manual resources, right? Manual users. So if you have automation in place, actually you can save a lot of time. You can execute those 700 or 800 test cases within 4 hours or 5 hours of time. Okay, so that is the benefit you get. And cost also, like, so once you have automation, you can reduce the manual team. Okay, manual team, there are 4 resources, you can put only one resource there, and then you can reduce the cost over there, right? That's what it saves a lot of time and also cost. Next important benefit which you get if you have automation testing is it is 70 to 75% faster than the manual testing. In case of manual testing, the manual users has to sit in front of the machine and they have to execute the test cases whatever they there, right? So but in case of automation testing, you don't need to sit in front of the machine. Once you start your execution, it will take care of running all the test cases and it will generate a report and it will send across to the stakeholders directly. Okay, so that's the automation will do. That's where it is very faster than the manual testing. And next thing is wider test coverage of application features. If you have a very big application, using your automation, you can cover all the features or all the functionality of your application, guys. Next is reliable in results. So once the automation execution is done, it will generate some reports, right? So those reports or the results are very reliable. You can see how many test cases passed, how many test cases failed, and out of failure test cases, you can do the proper analysis why the test case has been failed. And also it captures the screenshots also, guys. Our test automation is an option to capture the screenshot whenever a test case failed. So that, so suppose one test case got failed, I can go to the report and see, and I can check the screenshot. Screenshot showing some error message. That means I can see, okay, somewhere it failed, and then I can attach that report and along with the screenshot to the development team saying that these test cases failed. You can also refer the screenshots. Like that, we have very reliable in results. And human intervention is not at all required during the test execution. Okay, as I mentioned, automation required some little human intervention, but during the execution you don't need any human interventions. Once you start your automation execution, you can leave the mission and it will take care of running the test cases and it will take care of generating reports and also it will take care of sending reports to the stakeholders. Okay, that's where during the execution we don't require any human intervention. Next thing is increases efficiency. You can efficiently validate your application features, guys. Whatever application features you have, you can efficiently validate your application features. Then next thing is like reusable test scripts. This is another important or another benefit which we get if you have automation scripts. Suppose you can reuse the test automation scripts. Like you have written one automation script for logging into application and you have some 500 test cases. Each test case uh, will have a first step as login to application. Then you can reuse the same script in all your 700 test cases or 500 test cases. You don't need to rewrite again. Okay, that is the benefit you get it. And test frequency and thoroughly, you can you can run your automation test cases at at any point of time and any number of times, guys. You can test frequently your application. Suppose in a day you can run five or six times of your automation script, but the same with manual test cases, you need manual resources to again execute those test cases, right? So you can run your automation scripts n number of times, and also you can schedule your automation scripts so that it will execute your automation scripts over the night or something, and you can check the reports at the by the next day, something like that. Okay, and moreover this is also simple, more cycles of execution can be achieved through automation. You can run your test cases a number of times. You can run your regression suite a number of times, guys. And finally, it is the thing is early to market is one of the aspect generally the stakeholders are looking for. So they want to release their product or software to the market as much as possible, as much as faster, right? So that means So in our current agile and DevOps methodologies, if you see everyone working like working in the sense in a agile model, they want to release their features, new features and enhancements of your application to the market early. If you have automation in place, so you can test your application very faster way, and then you can find the reports and you can make your application stable, and you can release your application early to the market. Okay, that's where automation helps in releasing applications to the market early. Okay, so these are all the benefits which we get if you have automation testing in place, guys. Okay, so moving ahead, next let's discuss about what is Selenium. Okay, so I came from what is an automation, and then what is a test automation, and under test automation what is a Selenium. Selenium is a tool. Okay, if you see, Selenium is one of the automation tools available in the market. Okay, and it's not a single tool, it has a four components, guys. It is a suite of softwares. Okay, it is a suite of softwares which is designed basically to automate web application interactions. Okay, you can automate web application interactions, web application interactions. Why I'm stressing here, right? So there is a reason for web application interaction. I mean, Selenium can only automate web application interactions. It cannot automate Windows based or some command line applications or something. It cannot automate. It can automate only web applications. But if you see in the market, 99% of the applications are web applications, because though they have Windows versions, they are releasing web version of applications, because web is spreaded across the world, so that if you have a web version of your applications, anyone can access your application anywhere in the world with a simple internet connection, right? So that's where, so most of the applications in the market now we have is web applications. That's where Selenium only, or Selenium can automate only web application interactions, so that whatever automation scripts we have we are going to develop using Selenium tool can automatically perform the same interactions that any user performs manually. How the manual user performs the actions, like how the manual user clicking on a button, how the manual user entering some text into text box, how the manual user navigating to different pages. In the same manner, our Selenium scripts also will work. Okay, will automatically perform the same actions. Okay, so that is what a Selenium is a simple tool which mainly designed for automating the web application interactions, and it is simply aims to mimic the behavior of real user. How the real user perform the actions, it will also perform the actions like that, like clicking on a button, right? Whatever examples I have given. And then, as I mentioned, right, Selenium is not a single tool. It is like a suite of softwares. Each tool, it has something, four components, like Selenium RC, Selenium IDE, Selenium WebDriver, and Selenium Grid. So all these four components are the four tools they developed to meet the different needs of an organization. So Selenium IDE is basically an record and playback. You can record your actions and play it back. Okay, Selenium RC is the one of the oldest components of the Selenium, which is like Selenium 1.0, like initial version. And Selenium WebDriver is the most advanced object oriented API, which is basically, this is the main part of Selenium, which will make sure automating the web applications. Selenium Grid is another thing, which is another component, which is basically for running your application, running your test cases across different missions, different operating systems in a distribution manner. Okay, I will go one by one in details in the regular sessions, guys. Okay, but I'm just giving some brief about what is Selenium RC. It is Selenium 1.0, very starting version of Selenium, but it has been deprecated now. No one can use Selenium RC. And next part is Selenium IDE, which is like a add-on to your browser. You can record your actions. Suppose you can start the recording, you can perform some actions, it will record your actions and it will generate a script, and you can play it back, that same script. Okay, that is what Selenium IDE can do. And Selenium WebDriver is one of the most popular components again among all these components. And also this is very powerful tool where it will by using this you can automate your web applications. And Grid is basically for distribution testing. You can pass, or you can send your test cases to different operating systems like Linux, Unix, or Mac, iOS, and Windows machines, and you can run over there by using Selenium Grid. Okay, so this is what Selenium. These are the components. So as part of our course, we are going to mainly discuss about Selenium IDE, WebDriver, and Grid, because Selenium RC is no more. Okay, it has been deprecated. Next thing, why Selenium, guys? See, there are multiple tools available in the market. So as I mentioned, right? So there are n number of tools available in the market. Still, why we need Selenium, and why we need to prefer to take Selenium as a automation tool? Okay, see, I'm going to provide some reasons for taking Selenium. I just listed out there. So because of these reasons, okay, the Selenium has become one of the most powerful and popular automation tool in the software testing industry. Okay, let's see what are all those factors which made Selenium most popular and powerful tool. Okay, let's see. So one of the most popular, I mean, one of the factors which made Selenium most popular is open source. Selenium tool is a open source tool, guys. Open source is nothing but open source, right? The source code is open to all. So whatever source code they have designed or developed for this particular Selenium tool, it is open for all. You can go and download the libraries from the internet, from the Google, and you can directly use as part of your application, and you can automate your application. You don't need to purchase any license or any cost required for using Selenium. It's a open source. It's open to all. Okay, you can directly go to the Google and download it, and you can start your automation journey using this Selenium tool. Okay, and next thing is it supports multiple browsers, guys. Whatever browsers we have available in the market, like Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Internet Explorer, or Microsoft Edge, or Apple Safari and Opera, whatever browsers available, it supports multiple browsers. You can automate, you can open your application in any browser, and you can automate it. But there are some tools available in the market which are limited to only few browsers, either Chrome or IE or something like that. Okay, but Selenium supports most of the browsers, most of the popular browsers which are available in the market. It supports all of them. Next thing is it supports multiple programming language implementations. That is nothing but, see, Selenium, basically Selenium is supported by some programming languages, like you can use Selenium with Java, Python, PHP, Ruby, JavaScript, or Node.js or something. Okay, so if you are good at any one of these, suppose you are good at Java, you can use Selenium with Java. Or if you are good at Python, you can use Selenium with Python. And if you are good at C Sharp or .NET, you can use Selenium with C Sharp. So that's where Selenium supports multiple programming languages. It's not limited to one programming language, and it did not mandate that you have to learn that programming language. It has given wider options, like you can choose any language uh, which is supported by Selenium, like multiple languages. And moreover, Selenium supports multiple operating systems. That is nothing but you can automate your scripts in one operating system machine, like Windows machine, and you can execute the same automation scripts in Linux or Unix or Apple iOS operating systems, guys. Okay, so that's where Selenium supports multiple operating systems, and it supports multiple frameworks. There are multiple different frameworks available in the market, like TestNG, JUnit, or hybrid frameworks, are different frameworks available. It supports all multiple frameworks, guys. And it has a larger user base and helping communities. Why? Because, see, Selenium is a open source tool, right? That means there won't be any proprietary team which works on Selenium. Like if you stuck somewhere, you cannot reach out to any particular person, like I stuck here, I need some help, because it is a open source tool. Though it is a open source tool, there are larger user base and helping communities in Google. You can just post your question, you will get lot of answers for your question. Okay, that's where the larger user base and helping communities are there. Like helping communities in the sense, blogs and websites are there for Selenium to help you. Okay, and moreover, it's a very simple tool, and it's easy to adapt, guys. So if you want to learn Selenium, so there are, under that Selenium library, there are maximum like 20 to 30 predefined classes or predefined methods or something available. If you are aware of those, you can start your automation journey using Selenium, guys. It's very simple and easy to adopt also. Okay, so because of all these factors, Selenium has become one of the most popular and powerful automation tool in the software testing industry. Okay, next thing, I am going to show you one example, guys. So how Selenium works, quickly I will show you. So I am going to take one use case or one test case here, where first these are the steps I am going to perform. First thing, I am going to launch my Chrome browser. I am going to enter my application or launch my application like wikipedia.org, and I'm going to search a keyword, enter such keyword in the search box, select language and click on search icon. This is what, and finally navigate to the next page and then read the header text and then close the browser. This is what I'm going, I will show you manually what I'm going to do. What I'm going to write, I am going to launch wikipedia.org is a site. This is a simple site where we have a text box, we have a drop down, we have an icon. Okay, what I'm going to write, I'm going to enter some text like India, and I'm going to select a language like English, and I'm going to click on search icon. So once I do these actions, it is going to next page where it is going to have the content about India. What I am doing, right? I am going to read this header text and I am going to validate whether India header text is present or not. Okay, so this is my simple use case. Finally, I am closing my browser. This is my simple use case. Let's see how Selenium works here, how to automate this. Okay, so to automate any test case by using Selenium, so you have something called, there are 7 steps I have defined to automate any test case, guys. So as part of Selenium, first step, you have to initiate your web driver is one of the components of Selenium, and you have to navigate your application or web page. You have to locate your web elements, like what are all web elements are nothing but your buttons, checkboxes, text boxes, all these guys. Okay, and you have to locate your web elements and you have to perform actions on those web elements, like you have to enter some text into text box, you have to select some option from the drop down, you have to click on button, all these actions you have to perform. And after clicking on something, you have to anticipate for your browser response. So suppose you clicked on some button, it is navigating to the next page. So in that case, it is going to take some time, right? You have to anticipate your browser response, and you have to validate your test cases, your results, and you have to run your test cases, and finally you have to conclude your test. This is nothing but you have to close your browser. If you follow these 7 basic steps, you can automate any test case using Selenium, guys. You can automate any kind of test case, whether it is a simple test case or medium or complex test case. Any test case you can automate if you follow these 7 basic steps. Okay, let's see. I'm going to show you. I have already script ready, guys. So this is my script. Don't worry about what is this. It is pure technical. So by the end of the course, you will be able to write like this. Okay, so this is one simple test case for this use case I have written. See, I mentioned 7 steps, right? So these 3 lines of code for initiating web driver. So I'm going to use Chrome driver. I'm going to maximize my uh, browser, and I'm going to, second step is I'm going to navigate to web page or launching my web application, that is wikipedia.org. This is my application I'm launching, and these 3 lines of code for locating web elements, locating search box, language dropdown, and search icon. Then these 3 steps, 3 or 4 steps for performing the actions. See, I am entering India into text box. I am selecting language called English, and I am clicking on search icon. Okay, these lines for performing actions. These 2 lines for anticipating the browser response. That is anticipating, waiting for header text to be loaded. So after clicking on search icon, what is happening? It is going to the next page like India content page, and I am going to wait for this particular India, and I am reading this text and then validating it and then closing the browser. Okay, so that's what I'm doing here. So I am anticipating browser response. I am reading the header text and printing it and validating whether header text is India or not. And finally, I'm concluding the test by closing my browser. Okay, so these are the lines of code which will make our test case run. Now I am going to run and show you guys. So I am closing my browser which is already open. Now I don't have any Chrome browser open. So let's start running this. When I start running this, see, I'm running as a simple Java application. Here I have used Java as a programming language. Now see, let's see. It is going to see, it is starting my Chrome driver. See, browser opened, it maximized, it launched Wikipedia dot, it entered India English, clicked on search icon, it navigated to the next page, and it read the India, and it is going to close it. See how quick it was, right? So it finally it read the India, and it printed, and my result is like test passed. My header text has been displayed as expected. I expected as India, it is there as an actual result. So that's how Selenium works, guys. See how faster it was. Let me run it again and show you quickly. See, because of this scripts, it is opening the browser. See, it is going to open browser, it is going to maximize it, it is launching Wikipedia, and it entered India English and clicked on search icon, it navigated to the next page where it is reading the India and finally closing the browser, right? So this is how Selenium works, guys. Okay, simple, don't worry about what is the script. So I am going to explain line by line during our course. Okay, line by line during our course, I will explain line by line, and by the end of the course you will be able to automate like this. Okay, so next thing, sorry guys, just a moment. Why Selenium? Yeah, so we are here, right? So these are the 7 basic steps to be followed to automate any test case, any simple, medium, complex test case, guys. Okay, now as I mentioned, other important thing is Selenium supports multiple frameworks or multiple tools integrations, guys. See, if you see here, JUnit, test NUnit or TestNG, these are testing frameworks available in the market, and Apache Ant or Apache Maven or Apache Gradle, these are the build tools available in the market. And Apache PY is basically to automate the Excel sheets, Microsoft Excel sheets, and Auto IT or Cucumber are the frameworks available in the market. Cucumber is basically for BDD approach, and Jenkins are integrated development environments are nothing but IDEs like Eclipse or IntelliJ IDEA and all. So Selenium can integrate to all these tools, guys. And one catch is here, like all these tools are open source tools. Whatever I mentioned here, all these are open source tools. You don't need to purchase anything to use Cucumber, or you don't need to purchase anything to use Maven or TestNG or JUnit or something. Okay, so that's where Selenium has become one of the most popular, because it can integrate to any tool easily and any open source tool easily, guys. Next thing is Selenium. What are all different levels of testing can be done using Selenium? So as I mentioned, Selenium is mostly, moreover, is a functional test automation tool. So that's where it can do functional testing. It can do GUI testing, is nothing but UI testing, and it can do database testing. If you integrate Selenium with JDBC library or something, you can even perform database testing. You can perform usability or UAT testing. You can perform regression testing, sanity or smoke testing. Cross browser testing or browser compatibility testing can be done, because Selenium supports multiple browsers, right? So you can check cross browser or browser compatibility testing. You can perform kind of end-to-end testing, and also you can perform a little business process testing. It's not more over to business process testing, but a little business process testing can also be done. Okay, so by using Selenium, you can perform these levels of testing in your entire software development life cycle. Okay, so moving to the next thing, why Selenium with Java? And our course is mainly designed like Selenium with Java, guys. We are going to learn Selenium with programming language Java. So why Selenium with Java is very hot and more popular? Okay, see, we have very good support for Selenium with Java. If you automate your application by using Selenium with Java, if you stuck somewhere, so there is very good support in the Google or in the internet. If you post your question, you will get a lot of questions. Compared to if you use Selenium with C Sharp, or if you use Selenium with Python, or if you use Selenium with Ruby or something, compared to this, Selenium with Java is very widely used, so that you will get answers or you will get support easily. Okay, and majority of users use Java in today's market, right? And then Java is a platform independent language, because you can run your Java programs in any operating system like Linux or Unix or iOS or Windows or something. Okay. And the main advantages of learning Selenium with core Java is like Selenium WebDriver itself it written in a Java programming language. Yes. Hence, learning Selenium with Java is very easy. And nowadays in the market, 80% of the Selenium experts prefer to use Selenium with Java because it has a strong and vast community to help you whenever you have any technical snacks or any technical issues. Okay. And finally, learning one programming language will always help you in your career growth. So if you learn Selenium with Java, we are going to teach I'm going to teach you guys actually like core Java concepts here, so you will get a knowledge of core Java also at the end of the course. Okay. So because of these factors, Selenium with Java has become one of the most popular combination, though Selenium supports multiple programming languages. And when it comes to Java, right, generally people think like Java is a very big language and it's very technical, and learning Java is very tedious or very complex. So don't worry about. Let's see how much Java required for our Selenium. You don't need to learn entire Java, guys. So Java is basically it's a huge, it's like a ocean, right? It's like a ocean. There are a lot of concepts in Java. But when it comes to our Selenium test automation, you don't need to worry about all the concepts of Java like JSPs, Spring Boot, or struts or something, other microservice development. All those not at all required for our Selenium test automation. For our Selenium test automation, we just need core concepts of Java. That's it. Core object-oriented concepts of Java are enough to start our Selenium automation journey. Okay, so that's what I mentioned. So generally, core concepts of Java are enough to start your writing automation scripts using Selenium WebDriver. Okay. Apart apart from that, you should have some advanced concepts like Java collections and exception. I'm going to define. I just listed out some concepts which required for our Selenium test automation. The object-oriented concepts are required. How to create a class, how to create an object, how to how to implement encapsulation, polymorphism, and inheritance. Okay, these concepts are required, and basic control statements like if conditions, if else, or switch case statements, and those knowledge is required. Looping statements knowledge is required. While, do, while, for each, and arrays concepts or list concepts are required. Threads and multi-threadings is somewhat required, not much, and exception handling is very important for our Selenium test automation. Java collection framework is very important, like list set and hash maps and all. And then Java IO concepts like handling files, reading some data from the text file and writing data back to the files, that is required. And finally, JDBC, like Java database connectivity, is also required for database testing. If you are good at these concepts, then we can start our Selenium with Java, guys. Okay, so you don't need to worry about other concepts of Java. There are n number of other concepts like strut, Spring Boot, JSPs, and microservices. A lot of things are there, but don't worry about all this. Whatever uh, concepts I listed out here, so if you are good at these things, we are going to master at our Selenium with Java. And don't worry, as part of our course, I am going to teach you Java also. Okay, I am going to teach you these concepts as part of our course. It's not just Selenium, guys. I'm going to teach you Java as well. Okay, that core Java as well. And finally, guys, so how to learn any automation tool? I just mentioned some tips and tricks to learn any automation tool, guys. It's not just Selenium. If at all you want to learn any automation tool in the world, just follow these 7 steps. You will be master at tool. Okay, first thing is, first find out what tool you are going to learn and what are the programming languages it supports. Suppose you are going to learn Selenium. Let's take an example. Selenium supports multiple programming languages. Choose any one of them, like Java. Suppose, then start learning Java concepts. Okay, first step itself, start learning Java concepts. What are all required for Selenium, basic Selenium test automation. Then after learning Java concepts, Then start learning the basic features of automation tool. Suppose you are going to learn Selenium, then let's see basic features like how to open a browser, how to launch your application, how to click on a button, okay, and how to enter some text in text box. All these things you just learn. So once you learn programming language and then basic features of automation testing tool, then you automate one basic test case. Let's take one automation test case and automate it. Okay, so when you run first time, obviously 99% of time your test case will fail because you are starting with very first time, right? It will fail. So generally people what they will do, right? Once you run your test case and if it fails, then they stop there itself and they leave their they leave it there itself. Okay, it's not like that, guys. Whenever your first test case failed, then go and search for the help where exactly it failed, what exception it has given. Google it, go to Google internet and then search it and get the help from the Google answers. Okay, take the answers and then implement it. Again run it. It will fail again, don't stop again. Again search for help. And if you know any persons or any any friends who know Selenium, just call them, show them, and then make that work, guys. Okay, so once if you stop at the first failure, then you cannot learn any tool or any programming language, any software, guys. So because first time it will fail, but get the help, search for help, get the help from friends, and then make the test case or make that execution pass. Once you cross that hurdle, then explore your tool. Okay, what are all other features that automation tool has? Explore more on it and practice a lot. Take lot of examples and then practice a lot, automate them, and then run it. Check whether it is passing or failing. If it fails, again fix it and run it. Practice a lot. Practice generally makes your automation or your knowledge more perfect, guys. Okay, so practice a lot, take lot of example, lot of websites, web applications which are available in the market. Automate it, run it, execute it, and do it. And while practicing it, you will improve your work. Okay, very starting of your automation journey, generally you will write in one fashion. At the end of the day, like after practicing a lot, your script will be more reliable and more robust. That's how you'll get improve your work. Okay, if you follow these 7 basic steps, you can learn anything, guys. Not only just simple Selenium test automation or something, you can learn any programming language or anything. Okay, so just follow this. Generally, don't stop whenever your first script fail. That is the point you have to remember. Generally, that's what generally any we all do. Okay, we will search for it, but even after searching also it won't work, then we'll get bored and we'll stop it itself, right? So don't stop after your first script fail. Okay, keep on getting help, keep on practicing, explore more, and improve your work, and finally you will be at the master level. Okay, then that's all for today, guys. I am going to show you some trends, job trends, and some metrics about Selenium test automation. Then we'll finally leave it for your questions. Okay, see, so if you see the job trends in our IT market from 2005 to 2022, how the Selenium jobs are open. So these are vacancies or the job opens, either permanent jobs or contract jobs or anything. If you see the graph, it is increasing. That means there has been lot of scope for automation testing in the market, guys. So if you see, if you just know manual testing and you have 3 years of experience, it's very hard to get the job. Even if you have 3 years of experience, they are asking for automation knowledge. Though you are going to do automation or not, to cross or to uh, uh, to through your interview, you should have a automation knowledge. That's where job trends also, like if you see, there are more open jobs for automation engineers. Okay, this is one survey they have done, and other surveys like so they compared some automation tool against other automation tools in the market. If you see, Selenium has been occupied most of the market share, like 50 to 52% of the market share has been occupied by Selenium tool. Even if you see, when you are compared to Selenium and HP, UFT or QTP, 76% of the market share has been occupied by Selenium. Okay, so that's where Selenium has become one of the most popular tool because of it's a open source tool. And if you see, this is also another survey on popular other tools. Here also Selenium has been occupied 28% of the market share if you compare with the other tools in the market. Okay, this is another popular survey. And this is one interesting popular survey done on Selenium. Like how many companies in the world using Selenium? Okay, how many software companies in the world using Selenium? They did some survey and then they came to know that total 52,273 companies in the world using Selenium, guys, as part of their test automation. That is equal to 27.7% of market share. Okay, that's where Selenium has one of the most popular. And I just listed out here some of the job roles generally we see for Selenium test automation. Okay, so generally for basic experience like 3 or 2 years experience, 1 to 3 years experience, generally there will be a role called automation engineer and automation tester also there, and senior quality engineer, senior automation engineer for 3+ years of experience. And suppose if you are into mobility testing or mobile testing, then mobile testing lead something like. And Java Selenium automation test engineer is one of the kind of roles will be there uh, for some companies. And test analyst is one role, and senior QA automation engineer or test automation technical test lead or test lead. There will be some roles. And finally, SDET, software development test engineers. SDET is a role is a commonly available for all the companies. This role, this is like a automation engineer's role, guys. Senior automation engineer roles like a SDET. Okay, so these are different roles we see generally in our software testing industry for automation, guys. And who are all target audience for uh, Selenium? Who can learn this Selenium, guys? Who can learn this Selenium? Basically, software test engineers who are from manual background, they can learn. If they want to switch to the automation thing, they can learn. Software automation test engineers who are part of other software tools, testing tools, they can learn. QA leads can learn. QA managers can learn. QA is nothing but quality assurance, guys. That is nothing but testing. Testing we also call it as QA, quality assurance. And managers can learn, leads can learn, freshers can learn, software developers can learn. Okay, any folks who has some IT background, they can learn. And provided that any folks even though don't have IT background, they also can learn, provided that they have to do some homework. Okay, who are coming from the non-IT background, they don't have any IT background, they can also learn Selenium, but provided that they have to do some hard work at home before they start learning this Selenium. Okay, don't worry, who are coming from non-technical background or non-IT background, basically not not like technical background, from non-IT background, they were not into software industry anymore, still they can learn Selenium because Selenium is such a easy to adopt. Okay, and finally, at the end of the course, what are the benefits you get by learning this course, guys? Okay, see, I designed this course is like a very real time manner, guys. Like, so all the concepts which we are going to learn as part of this course will be explained with real time scenarios and real time examples. Okay, and all the course source code files are whatever scripts I am going to develop as part of this course will be shared with you at the end of the course. Okay, whatever script files I have written as part of our course will be shared, and uh, daily sessions will be recorded, guys. Each session will be recorded. Even this demo session is already recording. This demo session also will be shared, and daily classes will be recorded and will be shared at the end of the day. Okay, by the end of the day you will get a recorded session of that particular day. And one more thing is just not the classes, guys. So I'm make sure you are going to practice. That means I am going to share some assignments during the weekend, and you can do practice and then you can get some hands-on experience. Just listening the class, just watching the class or videos won't help you, guys. You have to practice a lot. You have to uh, do some hands on, then only you will gain more knowledge. Okay, and Selenium materials will be shared, and sample resumes across different experience levels will be shared, and one sample dedicated automation framework will be designed and developed during the course, and it will be shared. And also finally some interview questions, real time interview questions will be shared, like commonly 100 Selenium interview questions and 50 core Java questions will be shared. All these will be real time questions, guys. Okay, these are the benefits you get at the end of. And course duration and course wise contents, guys. So my course, the Selenium course, has been designed for almost 30 to 40 days course, guys. Just 30 to 40 days course. And I will be given uh, let me open that course contents also quickly. This course contents also will be shared with you today by the end of the day, along with the recorded session. Okay, so this is my course, Selenium with Java automation. So day wise course contents I have given. So I divided my entire course into 4 phases. Okay, Selenium introduction, then Java, learning core Java. Once the Java concepts are done, Selenium core concepts, and finally Selenium advanced concepts. Okay, so 4 phases I have divided, and each phase will be discussed in detail. So day wise contents also I have given. So this file also will be shared with you by the end of the day today. Okay, so it's look like 34 days, but it might take 30 to 40 days, guys. And also most of the times we won't be having a session on weekends, Saturday, Sunday. We will be having only 5-day sessions. And if required, I might take a session on Saturday, but not on Sunday. Okay, so that also based on the emergency or urgency. So that's all from my side for today, guys. So if you have any questions or concerns, it's open to you now. Okay, yeah, first I'm checking the chat box. If you have anything, I will first answer those chat box questions. Then if you have any questions, you can unmute yourself, and then you can ask the questions. The first question I got is like, I came from non-IT background, so I will be needing a lot of support and help. Exactly. Yeah. So that's what I mentioned it. See, there are folks from non-IT background. It's right. It's they are not into software industry anymore, right? So for them, as I mentioned, so there is a difference between non-IT background people and IT background people. Okay, so IT background people and without technical knowledge, they can they have to they also have to spend some more time to get into the details. And but when it comes to non-IT background, they have to spend more time compared to the normal IT background people, because they have to understand what is software development life cycle, when software testing phase comes, and how the software testing can be done, and how test cases have been written, some manual testing concepts they have to understand. Okay, so you have to do some homework first, prep yourself with all these concepts. What is software development life cycle, how the software will be developed, and how the testing will be done, how the test cases will be run, test cases can be created and executed. All this you have to learn. Okay, and there are a lot of videos available in the YouTube or in the Google. You can just go through. So just get some knowledge about these things, and then you will be easy to learn this Selenium or anything. Okay, and next thing, I got one more question. What is the fee structure? Yeah, so fee structure, and when our course is going to start, and what is the time we are going to at what time we are going to start our things, right? All these things will help you by career IT team. So you can simply reach out to them, they will share you all the details. Okay, all the details at once they will share you. And I have one more question: how to approach any doubts out of training session? Yeah, see, initially during the session itself, I will be open to questions and answers every day. And during the class also, during the course also, you will post your questions. I will be answering at that time, and also at the end of the at the end of the class I will be answering. Though if you have any questions, so at the end of the course, so I will be sharing my number, okay, my WhatsApp number, so you can reach out to me through WhatsApp. Okay, that is thing. And next question I got is, I'm from no IT, but my role there is senior analyst quality. Is it possible to consider the experience in testing while introduced through these learnings? Yes. See, your role is senior analyst quality, right? QA senior analyst. So that means if you learn these things, you can start searching for automation jobs easily, because you already have a role and you are into quality. So you have some software testing this inside. So then you can simply learn this course, and then you can search for IT jobs like software testing automation jobs. Next question I have is, as I have 4 years of experience in it. Okay, I think it is continuation to the same question. Yeah, yeah, that's fine. Whatever 4 years or even 2 years or anything else, you can simply after learning this course, you can start preparing your resume, and then you can post and then start looking for. Okay, so if you are good at this, at the end of the course, you will be able to start searching for your job, guys. Okay, yeah. And I have one more question. Is there equal opportunities in manual testing as well as automation testing? So that's what, guys, I also mentioned, right? Generally, nowadays what is happening, they are not taking pure manual testing people. So suppose if I put my resume saying that I know only manual testing, then there are very less opportunity you will get. Hardly you will get very less opportunities, guys. But if your profile is with automation, then there are more opportunities for you, and getting the job is also easier. That's where nowadays what is happening in the industry, they are preferred to take a resources who has at least some basic automation knowledge. Okay, so that's where if you learn this basic tool like Selenium, if you have if you have manual knowledge, with learning this, you can easily through the interviews, and you can easily get the job. That's where only manual testing doesn't help. It will help, but nowadays what is happening, it used to help in olden days. I mean, at least some 5 to 6 years back or 10 years back. So there were roles for only manual testing, but fresher roles will be there. See, if you are a fresher, if you know only manual testing, that's fine, they will take it. But if you are an experienced guy, like even at least 2 plus or 3 plus years of experience, they are asking at least one automation tool knowledge. That's where, so just manual testing doesn't help for the experienced guys. For a freshers, it is okay. They will take it and they will train them actually. Yeah. So any other questions, guys? Okay, I got one more question. Just a moment. We have experience in manual testing, but learning automation testing need to go as a fresher in automation testing. No, no, not at all. See, you have a experience in manual testing, right? Then once you learn this automation tool, then you can use the manual experience. Like suppose you already have 4 years of experience in manual testing. Then once you learn this automation testing, right, you can continue and saying that in 4 years, I mean, you have 4 years, out of 4 years of experience, you have 2 years of automation experience, and then you can put a resume and then you can search for it. There is no issue. Even you can mention like 2 years I have done manual, 2 years I have done automation. That will help. You cannot put all 4 years automation, because there will be more questions on automation. Suppose if you say like 2 years I done automation testing, then you will be able to through the interview, and then you can easily get the job. Okay, any other questions, guys? Okay. If there are no other questions, I think it's good to close. Yep. Okay. Thank you guys. Thanks for your time. Thank you so much. So looking forward to start the session soon. And you keep on touch with Career IT team. They will guide you on when the course is going to start, actual classes are going to start, and what is the fee structure, what is the time slot which we are going to select, and all those will be will be helped by Career IT team. Okay. Thank you all guys. See you soon. Bye.
Thank you, sir.